Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the McFarlane Toys Digital DC Direct Superman, the Silver Age. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we've got 22 moving parts. McFarlane Toys Digital with the squishy spawn face. A little bit of a window there. Let some light in from the top. On the front, McFarlane Toys Digital with the squishy spawn face. DC Direct, McFarlane Toys squishy spawn face. Nice big window showcasing the figure and accessories. He's Superman. Of course he's Superman. 14 and up. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, main China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. Also DC and WB print. On this side, McFarlane Toys Digital squishy spawn face. Superman DC, the Silver Age. DC Direct squishy spawn face. On this side, McFarlane Toys Digital squishy spawn face. A little bit of a window there to let some light in. And then here we have a QR code you can scan for more information. Step in the world of McFarlane Toys Digital. Collect your favorite figures that include this logo and use the enclosed code to redeem your exclusive digital collectible. Collect them all. Then we've got DC Direct squishy spawn face. 14 and up, not a toy. Nice Silver Age Superman artwork. Fantastic. And then on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, hashtag McFarlane Toys, McFarlane Toys address, and there's some more small fine legalese print. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And first up, let's take a look at the McFarlane Toys Digital code card. Here's the instructions. You have to scratch the silver part off to reveal the code, and instructions are in a couple of languages there. And then McFarlane Toys Digital card, 18 and up, and it's got all kinds of numbers and descriptions and stuff on it. As you can see, I have not redeemed that yet. Here we have the other card, which is the artwork card. And of course it says Superman there at the bottom. A nice Silver Age drawing of Superman. McFarlane Toys Digital Superman. And some more of that artwork there. And there's information about it if you want to pause and read all that. You're more than welcome to. DC print, WB print, Superman print, all that good stuff. And then here we have the standard McFarlane Toys stand, round, one peg on it, and then tampos. Logo on it, squishy spawn face. I don't know why that tangled me up there. McFarlane Toys Digital. So instead of saying DC or DC Direct or Superman on it, McFarlane Toys Digital. And then the last accessory, of course, are the splayed finger hands, which in this case are flying hands. And I believe that we have seen these accessories before. So nice molded detail, and they're molded in that flesh Caucasian colored plastic. And then here's the other hand. So at least they did give him flight hands, which Superman does need. Now let's take a look at the figure himself and the head sculpt, and he does look just a bit stern, but honestly, you know, that's kind of what he looks like in this artwork. That is Silver Age artwork. So there's that, and you can see there's some area right up here, right close to where the hairline starts, that the paint didn't get all the way on the sculpt like it should have. But the rest of the face looks okay. Nice eyes, nice eyebrows, a little bit of color for the lips. It looks like maybe a little bit of color on the face as well. Nice classic Superman tampo for the chest piece. Nice yellow belt, nice red trunks, and a nice blue here for the suit, which is really the kind of the blue I was looking for. And maybe I think there is a variant of this that has just a slightly darker blue, but I don't think it's under the digital banner, and I don't think it's Silver Age Superman. And the blue is a more modern, darker bit of blue for the most of the costume. The reds may be a different hue as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. And then the sculpt looks nice. You know, he's muscular. He's not overly muscular like some more modern versions of the character may be. And he might be not quite as defined in this figure form as he was in, or this toy may not be as physically fit, I guess, as the comic book version, but you know, there is some musculature there. Wrinkles all through the uniform. And then he does have a nice soft goods cape. It is wired. It does have the yellow S logo on the back of it. I love the fact that this cape is wired soft goods. It's great. Now, the material itself may not be the most luxurious. It may not be the best, but I will say this one is actually pretty darn good. Now, maybe not the sports shorts kind of look that you can see inside of the cape, but it's a posable soft goods cape at a very reasonable price. So let's take a look at his articulation real quick. He can look up that high, and of course the neck and torso, well, it might be separate pieces, but excuse me, the neck is a non-movable piece, so there's just a dumbbell at the top of the neck. So he looks up that high, he looks down that far. He's got some chicken neck, he's got some waggle. He can do the full exorcist. It's kind of like those import shoulders, and it does allow butterfly back and forward, but it also gets a little up and down movement there as well. 360 degrees worth of rotation at the shoulder, as well as being able to raise the arm up slightly past 90 degrees, cut at the upper bicep for a full 360 degrees worth of rotation. Double hinged pinned elbow, and I still don't think I got it all the way. There we go. He gives you that much bend, which is basically all the bend. So import style ball hinge for the wrist, and it's set to up and down. It will rotate 360 degrees. This one is also set to up and down. No, it's kind of set to in and out, but you can rotate these to put them however you would like them. There's a cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and it gives you some hula. There's also a ball joint here at the waist. So in conjunction, you know, lean left and right. He can lean back that far. He can lean forward that far. He does have a full rotation at this upper joint, and also at the waist joint. And at the hips, he can give you about the full splits. He kicks forward that far, less than 90 degrees, and back that far, which is about half of his foot length maybe. And there's no real rotation here in the thigh. Double hinged pinned knee, it gives you that much bend. And then let's see, the boot is a separate piece, but it doesn't give you any rotation there, at least that I can get. And then at the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and again it's on that import style ball joint, and you can rotate that around if you need to, but you really shouldn't. So forward facing pin for all kinds of rocker. Then he also has that much toe tilt, which is not quite, it's almost 90 degrees, but not quite. So overall, I have to say that's, I mean, it's pretty standard McFarlane, but it's pretty good. And the fact that he also has a posable soft goods cape is a definite plus. And they've finally done a classic Superman, at least what I consider a classic Superman. I'm sure the other one, like the first appearance one, some people might consider that their classic version of Superman, but this is the version I kind of grew up with. So to me, Silver and Bronze Age are the ones. Well, that does it for a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the McFarlane Toys DC Direct, McFarlane Toys Digital, Superman DC The Silver Age, with the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Superman from Superman the Movie 1978, and the McFarlane Toys Superman from Batman Hush. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the McFarlane Toys DC Direct, McFarlane Toys Digital Superman DC The Silver Age, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the McFarlane Toys DC Direct, McFarlane Toys Digital Superman DC The Silver Age figure, I have to say this is probably the closest that McFarlane has gotten to really doing the classic Superman. I mean, that was the intention. They set out to do that classic, what I think of in my mind as, a classic Superman. And they did a very good job on this one. Now, I will say, I think the face is a little bit stern. And I'm not saying it should be all smiles and puppy dogs, but, a little bit happier. It's Superman after all. It's not Batman. And unless I find, like, the variation of this one that has just... I think there's a variation of this one that has a slightly darker blue to the uniform. I may pick that one up, but as far as everything else goes, this is probably, my last McFarlane Superman, because I think it really, to me, it kind of hits all the beats. It's the right color, it's the right proportions. The articulation is great. It has a soft goods cape with wire in it. The logo on it looks very good. The head sculpt is very good. And I'm really overall pleased with the way this figure turned out. The only real issue I had with it was that, well, there were a couple of things. First of all, the paint for the hair doesn't go all the way to the edge of the hairline throughout the figure, or throughout the head sculpt. And, you know, that's not a major thing. If you're looking at it like this far away, you're really not going to be able to see that. But the fact that it didn't come with a flight stand is really a major thing to me. That this figure didn't come with a flight stand. Other figures, I can kind of understand them not coming with a flight stand, but Superman not coming with a flight stand, I don't care if it comes with a digital doodad or not. Should have had a physical flight stand for Superman. But that's just my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary, but other than that, this Superman is darn near perfect. If he didn't have pins in his elbows and knees to kind of throw the aesthetics off, it probably would be a perfect Superman action figure. But I like it how it is. It does fit in with the aesthetics of the rest of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. And that's really what this is. It's really a DC Multiverse figure. But I'm glad to see that they finally did justice to, you know, what I think of as the classic version of Superman. And again, that's my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary, and that's fine. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.